Riley?
And welcome back. Yeah, no, I believe Riley's here. Riley, you're here, yeah?
Yeah.
There you go. We're all here. So, last session, what did we do? We chatted with the Inquisitor and the Questioner when they came by to interrogate the staff of the Sweetwater Inn. Kleeck hid, and we learned some stuff. Then we decided to the party decided to head into the swamp to look for the sword from Yoga's vision, but they were stopped by several groups of guards who told them that the woods and swamp were quarantined, and then they were ambushed, spied on at least, by questioner Therogad, who decided to hide behind a bush and watch the party while invisible. After Yoga revealed him, and they had a little bit of a standoff, another discussion as the party walked back to town. Questioner Therogad left, and the party has stopped now in front of the Sweetwater Inn once again to collect their bearings. The last thing they had discussed was potentially leaving as per the warnings. And that's where we'll pick up.
All right.
The name of the Inquisitor is Ramsey. Inquisitor Ramsey.
Nice. Well, I think Yoga is ready to just head to the boat, but I think... Did Riley have anything she wanted to do? Was she gonna try to adopt busboy?
Yeah, I wanted to go first, see if there's like any letter back from parents yet.
Sure, easy enough. It takes you a little while to head over to the Ox Courier, but once you get there, you head up to the desk and you ask, and they say that they haven't received anything back yet. Wait, weren't you here just a day ago? No, we haven't had time to deliver that letter yet. It's
It's only been a day.
Yeah, that the estate's probably, a week or two of travel away, depending on how fast you're going and what route you take and etc. So it'll be a little bit of time before you get a message back, although your letter contained information about how and where to reach you, so you should be fine. It's just going to take a bit, so unfortunately you don't have a response quite yet.
Alright, well then we're not gonna worry about it.
Alright. Was there anything else anyone else wanted to do?
I guess Yoga is gonna ask the group the elephant in the room. So, we don't have a captain anymore. Does anyone else know how to drive a ship?
I held the wheel for like an hour one time.
I thought Lucy knew how to drive it. It was her that we were introduced to the ship with.
I mean, I don't really know much about it, but like I could try.
I'm sure we can find someone out by the docks who would know more than any of us do.
Could just hire a crew.
Do we want to invite a random stranger, though, to bring along with us?
Oh, hang on. Leon's gonna look over at Rhea and Brightleaf. Did either of you happen to know how to drive a ship by chance?
Oh, I have no clue. I tend to avoid water if I can. I've been on a boat, but I don't know how to pilot one.
I held the wheel for an hour.
Yes, Kleeck, that's lovely.
Yeah, I'm like, well, it's settled then. Kleeck is going to drive.
Kleeck, do you think you could handle being the captain of the ship?
I'll try.
This was a joke, but I love it.
Yeah.
If Kleeck says that, Yoga's gonna start like, all right, let's go.
So, you're up, Kleeck, I suppose. So you'll be the impromptu captain then today.
I mean, yeah, sure, I guess.
Let's go.
I'm gonna try to see if we can at least get somebody else to help on the ship.
Yeah, you need any help with that, Lucy?
Sure. And then we're just gonna walk inside this place.
Oh, while we're walking down the pier here, I want to be listening. Is there anybody else here, or is it just an empty dock?
It's pretty much just an empty dock right now,
Okay.
with the this boat tied up on it.
Okay. It's a lovely boat.
Oh, my Lady Coventry. Welcome back.
Hello.
Is there anything I can help you with?
I was wondering if by chance we could hire your busboy.
Timothy? Why?
Because I need a crew for the ship.
Well, Timothy's no deckhand.
Well, he doesn't have to be a deckhand, but he could help kind of bring supplies around the ship. Like, we have like internal parts of the ship where people sleep and food and things.
Shirley looks a little like, Timothy? Yeah, what is it? Lady Coventry is wondering if you would want to work on her ship. No, please. I like dry land. Thank you, though.
Do you know anybody who might want to work on a ship?
Timothy kind of steps away, and Shirley turns and says, "Well, we are named for the Sweetwater Terminal just over the way. You could inquire there. I think they have the names of many of the captains that dock here, and many of the laborers that come and offer their services as well. So,
Okay, well, thank you guys, and we'll be heading out then.
oh, you're leaving then? Okay, we'll look forward to your return. Thank you very much for coming to the Sweetwater Inn and livening the place up a bit."
Yeah, it's been great meeting you guys.
Rhea kind of steps and says, "Can I have an applewood for the road?" She flips them a gold, and it trades hands, and she takes a dagger and pops the cork as she heads out. And she's walking down the street drinking it.
Could I actually like order like some supplies for the ship from you guys?
I mean, all we're gonna have is food, love.
No, that's what I mean.
Oh, then, let's see. She kind of leans in and says, "All right, well, how many days and for how many? We have some rations, but most of it's not salted. It's prepped for cooking, not for being on a boat for a long time. Although, to be fair, there's plenty of towns upriver that you could stop at for food if you wanted to."
Alright, well, could I at least have some, like I don't know how you guys serve alcohol, but a lot of alcohol?
Yeah, sure. What would you like?
Whatever you guys have that can be stored easily.
I mean, it's liquor. So she kind of like snaps her fingers through the door, and the big guy comes out carrying a keg, and like everyone else has to move out of the way for him. So, but he brings it around and pops it down on the ground. Oh, there you go.
Oh, thank you.
Holy crap, Lucy! You're taking care of me real good.
Yeah, let's
Alright.
give me more alcohol. So how much would that be for the keg?
Ooh, 5e keg available. One sec. Trade goods. 1 barrel poor quality ale.
You know what? To set this up for maybe Astron, Yoga has just decided he was bored enough that he summoned the pig.
5 gold.
Oh my god.
So it's 5 gold.
Yeah, 5 gold for a barrel of medium quality ale.
She'll hand over the 5 gold. Be like, thank you.
Rhea's eyes are wide as she wraps her arms around it and says, "I'll carry this."
Very well. I guess they'll make their way to the ship.
All right. So we'll just jump you two there. And at this point, you can make ready to leave if you'd like. Did you have anyone that you wanted to try and hire from the Sweetwater terminal, or did you just want to head out and have Kleeck pilot the boat?
How well does Kleeck know how to pilot a boat?
Kleeck held the wheel for a little while.
Mr. Bren, can I get a pig token?
Oh my goodness, I don't have one ready. Just a sec, yeah.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. Pig. Images.
You're gonna all blame me for...
It's actually not as hard as you think.
And then just control over it as well. While you're at it.
Yeah. Random crap. Pig. I was wondering when we were going to get the pig out again.
So far, I've summoned him on the boat, just as a little something to keep us entertained.
Here you go, Brad. There's a pig for you.
Nice. I'm happy with it. Yoga, you have that bluish ling.
I'll definitely use when I use the pig like in a situation, I'd probably use it more in like distraction. Like I'm gonna summon a pig in the middle of the streets. Like I know you gave me bacon burst, but I feel too much for the pig to ever do that.
Come on, the pig doesn't feel it.
The sentimental value. Honestly, Yoga shouldn't have a ton of sentiment, but he has enough.
There you go.
That's a large pig.
Oh yeah, it needs to be smaller, but there is your pig icon. Or token.
Aha.
Piggy piggy. Alright, let's give it control to Yoga. Let's see. There, you should have control over Piggy.
I do. Cool.
We have done it.
Yes.
All right. So everyone climbs aboard the boat, and Kleeck, as the new captain, how do you get the boat off the dock there?
I was gonna say we were gonna like think about looking for somebody, or see if somebody actually was good.
Oh, okay. Then that might be a trip over to the terminal building, which is right here.
No. Kleeck's gonna do this. My mic was muted. Kleeck will do this. Kleeck will figure this out. There's ropes, yes?
Kleeck will figure this out? Okay.
We're gonna look to Rhea, be like, what do you think? Should we let Kleeck do it, or should we find somebody?
Look, let the comically short bird do it. It'll be funnier.
I mean, Kleeck, if you feel comfortable doing this, then
He's already untying ropes. Yeah!
Oh, I mean, I guess you do know what you're doing. Brightleaf is going to come over and help start untying ropes. Like she said, she's been on a boat before. She just doesn't really know that much. So she's kind of just copying Kleeck at this point.
Yoga will also do the same. He'll leave the pig to just kind of lay on the ground. He gets ropes on the side.
Where is the anchor?
Actually, I can tell you. We're going to go ahead and switch maps now because you are on a boat. So, you're on a boat.
Aha. Yes. But I need...
And now I need to make another pig icon.
I must raise the anchor!
You have to make another one or just have to re-drag it out?
Oh, I just need to re-drag it out. I might need to edit it again, though, to make sure that it has your name or your ownership over it.
Mm.
Piggy controlled by Yoga.
That is the cool thing about summoning a pig on the middle of the boat. I don't have to worry about it wrecking anyone's plans because it's technically mentally controlled by me. So
Exactly.
yeah.
All right, here we go.
Somebody knows exactly what that is.
I know what that is, man. It's amazing.
I'd play it, but I am absolutely sure it is copyrighted.
Who cares?
Ooh, this is cool.
Pancake can
YouTube.
play it.
YouTube plays.
This has
YouTube cares.
4 decks.
Yeah.
It's not like we're getting monetized on YouTube.
No, we're not. We're absolutely not. You guys, I'm gonna go. Ornerin heads downstairs.
Okay, this is really funny. I can control the pig, but I can't control Yoga.
Oh, really? Wow.
I cannot
Let me
move
drag my
Yoga.
own Yoga. I can control this Yoga.
Okay.
Does that mean Yoga turned into a pig and then pig turned into Yoga?
Oh.
Yes.
That's exactly what happened.
Demon pig.
There you go, Leon. You should be able to move your guy. So Ornerin is going to head down and find a bunk and start resting.
I guess I should ask, kind of like, if I like leave my pig over here and I don't issue it any commands, does it start acting like a normal pig?
No, it's a mind-controlled pig. Like, it's not going to act just like a random living pig.
Yeah, that's fair, but less cute.
Who are we missing?
Tonight we are missing Gambino playing Ornerin Sombra, the half-drow bard. So I'm having Ornerin go and take a nap in the rest area so that he doesn't, lose his lunch. But at this point, Kleeck, you are casting off. And if you're going to take the helm, then I'm just going to have you roll a general navigation check to pilot the craft. And you don't have proficiency. So
I have
guess...
2 questions.
Go ahead.
Firstly, am I tall enough to see over the wheel? At
No,
30 foot
you need
A?
a stool.
Somebody,
Okay.
can somebody bring me a barrel?
Here's a pig.
Yeah, is the pig tall
can
enough to help me?
Are you
the-
asking
the-
Yoga for the pig?
The pig is actually large enough that it can help you. It's a big
Alright,
pig.
then I am now standing on the pig.
Okay.
Are you asking? Is pigs controlled by me? You must ask
Can I-
permission.
Can I use that as a stool so I can see?
Oh, I suppose. I was just going to mess around with it.
Alright,
kind of-
so I'm rolling a navigation check with advantage from Lucy helping, yeah?
Yep, you get advantage. It is just a dex check. Sorry,
Oh,
wait.
you're kidding?
No, I'll go wisdom. Wisdom makes more sense.
I can do that.
Okay.
Oh my.
Wait,
20,
I
and
didn't
you have
use that
advantage because you're being helped.
20.
Wonderful. So, believe it or not, Kleeck actually picked up quite a bit of information from watching Cayman pilot the craft from Answerim all the way to back to Nueva Sija Luzon. And Kleeck has seen a number of boats in his day, and Kleeck understands wind. It's really all this weird analog stuff that he doesn't get, and because he had some time, at the wheel before, he knows how to hold it steady. So it's not too long before, the masts are loosed and the wind catches them, and Kleeck is actually able to, standing on top of the pig. I don't know, when do you get a captain's hat? You'll have to start hunting for one, or you'll have to earn one. And the ship begins to pull away from the docks of Nueva Sija Luzon. Do you know what general direction you're heading in? Because again, you don't have a map.
If I remember correctly from my personal memory, which isn't that good, it's like northwest from Nueva Sija Luzon and up that river.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah!
All right, wonderful. So Kleeck turns the craft west by northwest, and then slowly curves it north, and then northeast. And I'm going to bring up the map to show you about where you would be located and what you would be seeing. So,
Oh,
all right. Yeah. So you are down at the southern end of this map, in Nueva Sija Luzon. And your path is, generally speaking, I'm going to draw it now. Draw it in red, because why not? Your general path is heading up north. And
Yeah, we were going to Sichuan first, right?
that's my assumption, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
It takes about until dark. Oh, there we go. It takes until dark. But as the sun starts to set, because you had the interrogation and then you headed out to the woods, and so it's about midday by the time you even cast off. But turning around the cape, heading up north, about the time you reach the mouth of the river, it's starting to get dark. So you see, as sort of twilight starts to fall in, the sun starting to peak behind the trees on the western horizon. It's getting a little harder to steer, and the water around you is starting to get narrower. I see that Riley. Oh, it's just Roll20 is having a weird moment right now where it's kicking people in and out and saying it's having service interruptions. So if you
Is that
like,
everybody?
yeah, it's me. I'm seeing other people pop in and out. It's telling, so it's fine. Whatever, we'll deal with it. But yeah, so as you get closer to the mouth of the river, I'm gonna actually have you roll another wisdom check. As
Is Lucy still assisting me?
I don't know.
Lucy?
Uh,
Am I still being
Yeah.
assisted?
yeah, you're
It's been
still being assisted.
Okay, it's been a few hours. Lucy stays at Kleeck's side and helps. Oh, all right, that 14 will be enough. There's a little bit of a close call as you're heading towards the narrowing mouth of the river, as you see another boat coming along, and you feel like, oh, I'm not going to be able to get around this other boat. And the river actually is pretty wide, for a river. It's about 300 feet across at the widest, and there's portions where it gets narrower and then wider again. But this close to the lake itself, where it lets out into, you have a moment where you think you need to dodge around the ship, and you manage it with Lucy's help, and then you're headed upriver. And so now it's probably 8-9 p.m. at night. You're heading upriver. It's gonna continue to get difficult to move in this direction. You're going to start having disadvantage to navigate in the darkness. What would you like to do?
Can we make it to this town before dark?
It's dark. It's dark already. You're
Okay.
about there.
So we'd have to stop in the middle of the river if I wanted to avoid that.
If you want to avoid it, yes. If you want to plow through, you might be able to make it there before too long. But you also don't know that there's a town there because you don't have a map. I'm just giving this to you for my own edification, I guess. Maybe we should go back to this, because you don't know. Yeah, you have an excellent memory for maps and geography, so...
And you can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around you.
You just
Yeah,
like
so
totally lost someone. That was Pancake.
That was Pancake, yeah. So yeah, you realize that there's probably a village a little farther north if you just keep on the river. You've passed over this area before.
Awesome. Well, with Lucy's assistance supposedly canceling out disadvantage, I think I'll try.
Anyone on watch for this?
Yoga is going to suggest whether or not should we continue to go through the night or should we park?
There's a town not too far. I'd rather not stop in the middle of the river.
Okay.
I know that if all goes wrong, we have a destiny roll.
Lucy, what are you up to right now? Just helping Kleeck and keeping watch?
Yeah, as much as she kind of trusts Kleeck, she also doesn't trust Kleeck. So she's gonna be helping.
Got it. Leon, what are you up to right now?
So I will have been sitting at the front of the ship, keeping a watch out. but I also would have been trying to find a way to put the. Hold on, hang on. What was it called? Where is it? The pipe that we got when we went on that shopping spree. It was the pipe of smoke monsters. I would have been
Yes.
trying to see if I could make a way for it to fit in the front of the mask so I could use it whenever I needed.
Yeah, absolutely. So you found that one of the filtered air holes that you have in your mask, it was a little wider than the others, and perhaps that's not good because it doesn't filter as well. It's a little open, but you found that the stem of the pipe sticks right into it, and your lips can reach the stem when you stick it in far enough. So you can, in fact, affix the Pope of Smoking Monsters, the pipe of Smoking Monsters, not the Pope of Smoking. Yeah, okay. The pipe of Smoking Monsters. You can now affix this to your mask and smoke it.
Heck yes, that's exactly what I wanted. Okay.
Sorry, I was counting on my fingers words for a spell that you could probably guess what Leon just do.
I just put the pipe of smoke monsters in my mask so I could use it whenever I
Does-
feel like it.
Does
Mhm.
Destiny like to help?
No.
Please.
No. That's
But-
why I have no use for this 14, but it's much funner if I let it happen.
Oh, no. Yeah,
Dude.
it's gonna discredit Kleeck
So,
forever.
Lucy,
Hang
are you
on.
helping with this last roll? Because it looks like Kleeck might want and need it.
I have no
thought
idea what's happening.
I
right
thought
now
you
the
because
advantage
I got
was
roommates
canceling
and
out the
people's-
disadvantage from the
I
dark.
gotcha.
Also,
What's
you gotta
happening?
technically you gotta prompt me before you roll. That's I have to like call you out. He rolls this before. I can't
thought-
That's
say.
also true.
Oh, I thought you could replace it before or after.
Nope, it has to be before. But
All right.
either way, I would have not let that. I think that's more fun. But
So then, Kleeck, as you are headed through the darkness on your
we would
craft,
help Kleeck if we're helping Kleeck until we can no longer help Kleeck.
very well. So actually, because it's dark out, that would have been at disadvantage. So getting help makes it a straight roll. So that's what you
Yep,
get is a 6.
That's why I only rolled once.
Yeah, that's fair. So between the two of you, looking for the place to land, you head farther upriver, and you don't happen to see the log floating along the side that you're heading up, and you hear a loud underneath the boat. Let me just go ahead and.
That's bad, right?
Yes.
What did you do?
You were helping me, and
You're the one piloting. What did you do?
you're the one looking out.
What did you do?
I don't know. That's why we need to check.
You guys, you hear a voice from down below decks. It sounds like Ornarin is calling up.
Wherever the anchor is, I'm flying to it and throwing it down.
All right, you fly to the anchor and throw it down, and as you come into, as you head downstairs, you see that Rhea heads downstairs right away and is running. Oh, I flipped Rhea. She heads down below decks. What's going on, Orna? Orna, are you all right? There's water coming out from, and he points over to the side of the ship where the log has scraped against. Anyone know how to do something about that? So on the second deck, right, I'm gonna freehand it.
How big is this?
yeah,
There's
that's actually an excellent question for Ken.
some slight damage right there. It's slight, but it is leaking water. But only once in a while, as at that level, it's still kind of at the water line.
Tell
right?
me if this would work.
Okay.
Let's see, no larger than 1 foot in any dimension.
Oh,
Yes,
that would.
that would. Do you have 2 lodestones?
I have the staff.
Oh yeah, then you're good.
At the same time, Kleeck is frantically searching for nails. Nails!
Yeah.
Is there nails?
Roll an
I
investigation check.
I kind of look at it and I'm like, I got this, and I start.
Hey, are you
moving it.
down here? You want to get down here and help?
Yeah,
Oh, God.
I was looking at the cantrip, so I didn't move my token. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Kleeck, you are unable to, in your hectic moment, find any nails, but Yoga, you head down and go like, all right, I got this.
All I will say is it takes a minute to do that, so he's
Yeah.
chilling there for a minute while Kleeck freaks out looking for nails.
So I'm going to describe this whole process as it's like a hole, right?
Yeah, it's like there's a kind of a gash, about like an 8-inch gash that kind of has splintered some of the wood and is allowing water to flow in every once in a while. It's not a whole lot, but it's starting to get worse over time. And Rhea's trying to like fill the gap with her cloak to keep the water from coming in, but her cloak is starting to soak up, even as you're chanting the incantation.
I'm gonna kind of brush her off as I finish, and as the like mending kind of starts to take effect, some of the wood that is probably populating out. There's a word for this.
Protruding?
Yes, protruding out. It kind of starts to bend back into the place of that, and then any like missing pieces kind of start to just suddenly appear from the water and kind of float back as it kind of just slowly becomes a normal wall again.
Absolutely, and in a moment's time, just a minute, in fact, everything is fixed. The small gash in the wall is repaired. It looks exactly the same as it did before. Rhea stands there and goes, "That was pretty bloody good, Yoga.
Well,
you may well have saved us there."
I'm not as worried anymore.
Oh, it was kind of disappointing when Braun was with us. I remember I wanted to repair the armor, but he had beat me to it. But he's no longer with us.
We're staying here tonight.
Oh, if you parked the boat, Kleeck.
Yeah, I threw down the anchor.
Did we make it into a town?
Not quite. No, you're maybe like a couple miles from town.
But I will say, now that the crisis is averted, I'm actually going to work to put down the sails and hope and like look to a few other people for help to get the other sides of them. Can someone help me get the sails up so they don't get torn in the wind?
I'll help you with that. And Rhea like rockets up one of the masts. That second story work ability really making the rounds right here. She's able to climb up very quickly and begin tying up the masts. And
I'm pretty much just going to fly around.
Yeah, exactly. Brightleaf kind of does the same thing on another mast, and I'm sure you take the third. So without too much trouble, the ship is put up for the night. And
question how the layout on the
absolutely.
map looks. So is
Okay.
the second, is that part of the down part of the deck as well?
Oh.
Yeah, this deck is this deck.
Yeah, I just realized that myself. That makes sense.
So if anything, let me just I'll do it like this.
This
so that
staircase
it's a little
is this staircase, but this floor is this floor.
Oh, okay, I see it. I see it now.
Yeah, so it would be like
these are the above. This is the above area of this down here, and this for this.
Gotcha.
it's like this area is already taken care of. It's already represented.
Okay. So you guys can maybe. Yoga is going to cast the sending spell, kind of like looking out on the water, and as he kind of thinks about it, as he kind of gets the words in his head that he wants to use, he just casts the sending spell. I'll write it in chat, but sending it to Enderos, I send only this message today. I'm heading towards a mountain range, far from the destination, but approaching. Thoughts on a place near Sichuan?
All right, let me consider a response. Someone count for me. Ah, friend Yoga. This is getting tiring, not being able to speak more each time. I wish there was a way that I could... Somewhere around there, it's probably going to end.
I think you had like 3 more words, but yeah.
Reach out to...
My friend isn't being very interesting, or he isn't being very helpful, which is fair.
He's
This is-
really, really bad at not talking a lot.
This is very in character for him.
It is absolutely everything about him. All right, so at this point, you've bedded up for the night. Everyone is ready. It's probably now about 10, like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night.
Can you guess where Kleeck's sleeping?
Is he sleeping in the crow's nest?
Yep.
All right, well then, wonderful. My question is, who is on watch, if anyone? We have a pig. We have Lucy, who I believe Riley's AFK. We have Leon, Brightleaf, Rhea, Yoga, and Ornarin, who is feeling sick.
I'll say Kleeck will take a watch. First one. He'll just stay up a little longer.
All right. Brightleaf will sit up on deck and will also... she'll be sleeping on deck, actually, doing her long rest.
Take a second.
I am...
Yoga is going to go to sleep unless
here.
prompted otherwise. I'm trying to... Yoga will... He'll actually sleep on the main deck. He likes the sea. He's just going to be over a little bit near Brightleaf, and he's just sleeping flat on his stomach.
Gotcha. Leon looks like he's taking a bunk.
Yeah.
I'm back.
If we're doing separate shifts, he'll get second shift.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you might need to do 2 shifts just because...
That's what I figured you were doing.
Lucy, everyone's heading to bed for now, and Kleeck is taking first watch. What is Lucy going to do for now?
Are we like stopped or what are we doing?
Yeah, the anchor has been dropped after dealing with the damage to the hull, which has been repaired by Yoga's mending ability. So now we're just stopping for the night because we don't want to run into any more logs, I think.
Yes.
So Kleeck, since you are on watch alone, unless someone wants to be on watch with you.
We're also going to be on watch. Lucy's not going to
All
sleep.
right. So that's 2 on first watch and 1 on second watch? Or is Lucy staying up all night?
All night.
Yoga
Alright.
just never assumes to be on a watch unless someone tells him to.
That's funny.
Kleeck's just staying up a little later to watch the sun go down.
Caitlin's no longer here to be like, we need a watch. So...
Yeah, no, it's interesting when you don't have someone to tell you what.
Kleeck pretty
That's
much always
actually
takes
part of
first
Yoga's
watch
character.
anyway.
It's interesting. So Kleeck and Lucy, you are both on watch. You can either each roll your own perception checks, or one of you can help the other.
What's your perception? If it's lower than +6, it might be smarter to just use help action.
+7 plus dark
Oh,
vision
okay,
within
then-
20 feet.
Then you roll.
Yeah, Kleeck, then roll with disadvantage because you're not getting helped.
Oh, what is it? Why is it rolling twice?
I don't know.
All right, so 10.
So Kleeck gets 10 and Lucy gets 12. Okay. So between the two of you, you're out on watch. Kleeck, you don't see much in the darkness. To be honest, the sound of the water lapping against the sides of the ship is a little different than what you're used to. Normally you're on land or on a tree or somewhere a little less water adjacent. So this is definitely a new experience for you. And Lucy, you haven't really piloted this ship before, so it's a new experience for you too, but you're feeling pretty confident thus far that you haven't made a bad decision by having Kleeck pilot your craft. But if the two of you want to chat or do anything in particular while you're on watch, go ahead. If not, then I'll tell you what happens at the end of your watch.
I need to talk to your son.
I mean, Kleeck's up in the crow's nest looking around. You won't start any conversations.
This is first.
We'll just be chilling at the front of the ship.
So then after about a couple hours, maybe 1 a.m., 1:30, first watch ends, and it is peaceful and nothing has happened. Brightleaf kind of sits up where she's been sitting cross-legged, meditating on the deck, and kind of looks around and says, I will begin my watch if you'd like to sleep, Lucy.
No, I'll stay up.
Okay. She turns, Brightleaf turns and looks up to Kleeck. Kleeck,
Ah!
I'll take watch. You can sleep.
Yeah, okay. He definitely was not already snoring.
So question, are there any light sources on the boat, or are you just sitting in pitch black?
Most have lanterns.
That's what I'm asking. Have you lit lanterns to light the boat, or are you sitting in pitch black? Because not everyone cares about light.
It got dark while we were still piloting.
Correct.
Kleeck probably would have asked for the light so he could try and see where he was going a little better. So I assume he would have gotten someone to light him while he was driving.
Okay. Have you doused any of them now in the middle of the on
Kleeck
so that you can?
wouldn't have.
Okay. Then there are still some lights. It's generally speaking dark, so a lot of it is dim lighting, but there are some lights here and here and below decks. There are also small oil lanterns that have been lit. No gunpowder on this vessel. There's no cannons. It's purely a yacht as such. But okay, so Lucy and Brightleaf then are taking watch. Let's go ahead and roll perception for both of you guys then. Actually, she'll help you, so go ahead and roll with advantage. All right, with an 18. All right, Lucy, you are kind of chilling there, standing on the deck on the forecastle, and you hear a leathery flapping as if of wings high above. You don't see anything. You look around, just darkness and stars in the sky. A sliver of purple moon. A waning gibbous of the white moon far off to the east. But no reason for there to be the flapping of wings. Kleeck is asleep, so just a strange noise, but quickly passed. Brightleaf doesn't seem to notice anything.
We're gonna let Brightleaf know.
You heard something?
Yeah, it sounded like flapping.
Leon would have gotten up at this point and come up to the front.
Okay, Leon, also roll a perception check, please. And do you have dark vision?
I do.
All right, then go ahead and roll a regular perception check. Yeah, you don't see nothing. You just come up and chill, and you see the pig kind of like trotting around on deck. You see Yoga chilling. Kleeck, probably not viewable up in the crow's nest and asleep as he is.
You might be able to hear him snoring a little bit.
Yeah, you might be able to hear some sort of bird chirping while they sleep. He's enough of a pigeon. Yeah, but then Brightleaf and Lucy are just both at the front of the ship on watch while Yoga kind of chills nearby. So nothing really going on. And it continues that way for several hours, and before long, the sun is peeking up over the horizon in the east again, and the sky is beginning to light up. And Kleeck, this is about the time that you would wake up naturally, but the 8-hour long rest is also over, so
yeah,
you can continue and be underway. Yes, Yoga, 25 and 6, or 19 and 6. That's pretty good.
Ooh. Ooh. That's awesome.
There's always just the instance where we just don't use them.
I don't know,
Low
maybe we should go
numbers
looking for
are-
combat today.
Let's go
low
find
numbers-
something to kill.
I like the low numbers, but when you're not in combat often, they're a little bit less useful. But
Depends on how you use them.
yeah, I've definitely like had interactions where I was like, oh, I didn't use any numbers. Like I could. One thing that I kind of like, I think about it to think for the future, and then I forget to do it. Is like if someone wants to incite a particular player, I can kind of shield them with the low number.
That is pretty good. Yeah, you can screw
You know
people
nothing.
and buff people. All right, so in the morning, Kleeck, it's morning time. Captain, are you ready to shove off? Everyone has a healthy
Yes.
breakfast. Rhea spent most of the night in the kitchen drinking her bottle, which is now empty. She wakes up on the floor as morning comes. And
We
heads
didn't
back
get any
upstairs.
food, so we're just subtracting from our own rations, right?
There's food on the ship, and also I have 3 rabbits and a squirrel.
Yes, there is food on the ship, and Kleeck is able to hunt when he's not captaining. So
Yeah, I assume we have rations. I just like to double
I
check.
am actually. Oh, sorry.
no, you're fine.
First thing I'm gonna do, realizing I still have the rabbit and the squirrel, 3 rabbits and the squirrel, I'm gonna spend a little bit of the morning just kind of at least separating the hides from the meat. I'm gonna hang the meat off of like the roping to dry,
That's lovely.
the rigging.
Gotcha.
Fresh meat.
Yeah, it is. 3 days old, but yeah, it's fresh.
It's
3
only
days
a
old,
day
but it's
old.
fresh. Yeah, it's just 1 day
I
old.
got them the morning of yesterday. They're like 24 hours old, and they hadn't even been skinned until just now. Meaning the meat is pretty good. It hasn't been exposed to air.
One day we'll be in a like situation where we lose all our rations. We're out in the middle of the Antarctica, and I'm gonna have to pig burst, and I'll be sad.
Bacon.
Doesn't take long for it to come back.
It says like 1d4 plus 3 days on the item description.
Yep. But you have pounds of bacon until then.
But that's 4 days that I don't have a pig brain.
Fair.
You not see the detriment here.
So as morning comes, you see actually another boat headed upriver, and it drifts past you, hanging off to the side, anchored. And you see some of the humans aboard this vessel, kind of like wave over and like oh, any trouble?
I'm
Checking
gonna
to
wave
see
back
if you're.
over. I'm like, nope, none here.
And I just kind of wave and continue on their way. Then didn't know if you were floundering or not. So
Meanwhile, the bird is hanging up his yesterday's catch like today's washing. Yeah, that's great.
hey, Kleeck.
Yeah,
Are we heading out?
yeah. I just
All
want to
right.
get this done first.
Oh
As
yeah,
I
no.
tie the squirrel.
I mean, maybe you can let Brightleaf deal with that. There's plenty of food downstairs, anyways.
But I don't want
Lucy
these to go
stocked up
bad.
nice. All right.
Do you have any salt? We can use salt to preserve this, right?
There is, in fact, a large amount. Oh, sorry, wrong. There is, in fact, a large amount of salt on the ship for just such an occasion.
Then I will be
However,
using some salt.
Brightleaf comes over to you and says, "Kleeck, I can handle this, but I don't know how to pilot a boat."
All right.
Fair
I
enough.
will go up to the wheel.
Bren,
Yep.
sending, and Leon, since you've come up to yoga, you're gonna. I don't know if you had anything to ask, but you're probably come up right as he sends this. I send this again to Enderos. Like, yes, this method of communication isn't great. It's all I have for the moment. Do you have anything else to communicate?
Oh, you said Sichuan and a mountain nearby. I think I know of the place, but friend Yoga, it is so difficult to plan. Yep. Take a look at the region map again. Yep. Region map. Okay. So.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Leon, did you place yourself next to Yoga for any reason?
Yeah, well, yeah. I was waiting on that to be done. Whenever we're done with his thing.
Okay.
So, Kleeck, you are along the red line, very close to the first village, and as you cast off again, weighing anchor, it's not too long before you see it there on the left, and I mean, you still have plenty of provisions, so you don't need to dock. Do you want to dock at this small town?
Unless anybody else speaks up. No, I'm not going to waste the time.
All right. So the captain decides to continue piloting along. You come to just after that that town. You come to a crossroads where the river forks. Do you head
Left.
left? Okay, left it is. So please roll another general wisdom check.
All right. Is Lucy helping me this time?
Is anyone helping you?
Lucy is silent.
Lucy might be busy.
Oh, what did he say?
Yeah.
I dropped him for a second.
Oh yeah, Lucy said BRB. All right,
Yeah.
then let's do Leon's thing.
Okay, yeah, Leon. What did you want to talk to Yoga about? I will jump back to the boat.
He's gonna walk up to Leon, or not Leon, Yoga, and he's gonna walk up to him and put his hands on the side of the deck. This mountain range that you've been needing to visit. What did you say it was for?
Oh, it's a personal favor to a friend.
Well, I'd like to know where we're being taken for such personal matters.
Oh, well, my friend needs a place to put his treasure hoard. He has too many adventurers trying to steal from him. And the current place is too occupied. I figured if we could find a mountain range that is less occupied by adventurers that would try to poke him with a sword, then he'd be much happier and could go exploring like I do.
Dragons poke him with a sword. He's gonna giggle. Your friend sounds like a dragon of all things.
He is a dragon.
He's gonna just blank stare through a mask.
I
Excuse me?
mean, we'd had the dungeons. We just didn't get the dragons yet, so there's your dragon.
He's a dragon. Literally or metaphorically?
Literally, he's a brass dragon. Brass, the metallic dragons are a lot easier to communicate with, especially brass. I have tried to speak to a few other dragons. That didn't go very well. Some different party, different times.
I see. Okay then. He's gonna use the pipe in his mask and blow out a little dragon puff of smoke.
Indeed, yes, a small, smoky dragon does waft out of the pipe, flap its wings once, and kind of launch itself over to Yoga, and about reach his face before it turns just into smoke again.
His scales are a little bit sharper than that one.
I'll keep that in mind.
Does Brightleaf say anything as she approaches?
She's looking at you with her head cocked aside. A dragon?
Yes. I think back. I met this dragon when I was 16. So just a year before I met you, Brightleaf.
Oh. She rolled insight on you
What is she inciting?
to see if you're telling the truth that you've met a dragon.
Well, she can. I'm not deceiving, so I'd say that she can insight me pretty well.
She just kind of looks at you and nods. Okay. You've been talking to this dragon?
Oh, yes. Like I said, I don't know if you caught the conversation, but as you can understand, and as I take it from the expressions of you two, most people don't treat dragons with a familiarity as other humanoids, so adventurers just kind of plunder into the cave and just start attacking. They don't ever take the time to speak with the dragon. So I'm
Right.
trying to find him a mountain range where there's less occupants.
Brightleaf looks at Leon and is, despite the mask, trying to like look at him and be like, "Are you listening to this? Are you following this?"
Hanging off of every word.
Yoga, I would one day like to meet your dragon friend. What's their name?
Enderos.
Enderos.
And I guess it's a good thing, this would have. I didn't think about how surprising this might be. Hopefully, if the mountain range turns out to be a place of unoccupancy and works for my friend, then I'd hope he'd come and meet us. The only problem that I haven't discussed with him is I don't know how he's going to bring over his treasure hoard. I haven't thought that far through.
I'm sure there's some way. I'm still trying to wrap my head around this. He's a dragon. They'll find something.
That is a big modifier.
That's even worse.
Kleeck and Lucy, please roll perception.
Oh my
Yeah.
lord.
I
Neither-
can see one of them.
Neither of you notice. That's fine. Don't worry about it. You will, however, see Rhea step out of the decks and go and just sit on the deck facing out into the water.
I should have known. With modifiers like that, who else could it be?
Kleeck shooting a bow?
No, he only has a plus 10.
Yeah.
No, wait. What's the plus
11.
15? Okay.
What?
Man, it's got far too much hope put into that bow.
Look, I'm looking at that plus 15. Only Ray has got a number like that.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you had a plus 15.
Oh, no. I only have a plus 10.
quite.
Sorry. Sorry to disappoint.
No, you're totally fine. So the party continues to sail along farther north. And you rolled your advantage. Okay, yes, you took the turn and went left, and you are headed upstream still. And it's maybe early morning. You pass the town. It's maybe midday, still morning, as you near the next village. It's maybe a little bit afternoon now. Do you want to stop at this village at all? This
What
one actually
time?
looks to be a little. It's like 2 in the afternoon.
We don't need the supplies, and if we're lucky, we could get to Sichuan before the next day, but if nothing else, yeah, I'd like to make the progress.
Okay. So, Captain decides not to dock at the other town either, so the party continues, and go ahead and roll another wisdom check for me as you reach the next crossroads.
Am I getting assistance on this one again?
Always.
Lucy is really, really keeping her ship clean, and that's a good thing.
12!
All right, wisdom. All right.
Better.
So, you take the right-hand path, and you're headed upriver for a while. And then you end up turning accidentally down a wrong tributary that you don't remember seeing on the map before. And it's a little ways before you realize that this is not the right way to go. And you're going to have to turn the boat around. So go ahead and do another check for me to see how well you perform at turning the boat. It's now getting more into the evening, 5 or 6.
12.
Okay, with a 12. You manage to turn the boat, and you head back out to where the tributary hits the main river, and you turn back upriver. But now it's starting to get dark again. It's getting later and later. And you're starting to actually see more boat traffic of smaller vessels. You have fishing boats, of smaller fishing vessels. You can see every once in a while in the distance lights in the trees, as if from perhaps homesteads that are kind of far off in the distance. Generally speaking, these kind of woodsy, like meadowy plains areas are quite verdant and green and bountiful. And as you get closer and closer to Sichuan, you can see familiar sights of farmland and just fields of crops and sort of the same rolling hills that you've come to know as sort of the Aelin Miley countryside. Go ahead and roll a final wisdom check with, I guess, no, not disadvantage, but it's getting to be dark, so it's almost too late. So go ahead and roll a last one.
Advantage?
Yes, the last one with where the advantage will help you.
18.
Okay. 18. Okay, so you have no issues with the sights and the traffic. You're able to maneuver relatively easily. And as it gets darker and darker and darker, now it's about 8, 9, and 10 p.m., you arrive at the city of Sichuan.
Yeah. Tie off the boat. Throw down the anchor. We're here.
Immediately after hopping off the docks, a portly fellow runs up to the ship. Lucy, you definitely helped. You're like, I don't know how to really drive a ship either, but I'll make sure you don't run into anything. And you did a good job of it. And so a portly man runs up and says, docking fees, 3 gold, docking fees, registration please, papers.
Lucy would get all the papers and things.
Very good.
Yeah, if he was talking to Kleeck, Kleeck was just looking at him with a 1,000-yard stare like, what?
Like, I don't know what you mean with those words that you just said there, friend.
I mean, he understands a fee, but the papers?
Paper, please. Yeah, so Lucy, without too much problem, you show the actual official papers for the Coventress to the portly dockman, and he looks them over. He has a little assistant, a little kind of hunchback-looking gnome fellow, and they sign it, they date it, they put it in their ledger, and then they give you proof of entry and ownership. And these docks look like they're relatively well protected. You can see guards walking up and down them. The guards here, they seem to be wearing sort of like that similar garb to the town guards from Nueva Sija Luzon, though a little different farther north here. But you also see a number of what look to be imperial troops, and these wear the typical like red and silver coloration of the Swerian armies. But because Sweria now is sort of like the standardized template for military patterning in the Empire, you see a number of halflings and gnomes and definitely a few humans that are wearing the imperial colors and marching around, also on guard. The local guards for the town and the imperial guards seem to not stick together, but to eye each other a little bit. The docks are bustling even here at night. There's some nearby bars. There's some There's some warehouses. It smells of fish. A number of other vessels are also docked along this path. But it's really the city itself. For all of it, it seems rather dark as you kind of look out from the dock. And here at this time of night, it feels like the dock is really the only part of town that you can easily see.
Maybe they're running out of lantern oil?
So, as a player, I don't know what the Imperial Guard is. Would Yoga know that, perhaps?
So the how old is Yoga again? About
Yoga is about. I think I placed him at 36.
okay, yeah. So Yoga would probably know of the Imperial Guard. He would just know of them as soldiers that work for the Empire.
Yeah.
Any more nuanced distinctions might escape him. However, Lucy, you and Leon would both know that the Imperial Guard is a relatively new creation, and that it started after the formation of the Bressonian Empire, and again, was patterned off of the military of Spira.
Of course it was.
So without knowing that, Yoga, I'm assuming that the Imperial Guards and the Town Guards have like different clothing,
Yes.
different uniforms.
Yeah. Absolutely. The Imperials wear like sort of a red and silver sort of Roman style, centurion type stuff, and then the locals have they wear green with like leather and chainmail, and it's a lot less shiny and stately seeming than the Imperial Guard. They seem more like an actual military force, whereas the Town Guard looks like they're just sort of not a slapdash, but they're a group of more civilian-ish folk.
Okay.
You can tell the difference in preparation between the two.
Yoga will, unless someone. I didn't know if I cut anyone off. Yoga's going to approach the guard. Whichever guard is closest, I guess, the Imperial or.
Maybe a Town Guard.
Okay.
There's a couple Town Guards hanging out near the Dockmaster as he's doing the paperwork with Lucy.
So with a notebook in hand, Yoga kind of walks over and says, "Excuse me, might I ask a couple of questions? I'm new here."
Oh, certainly.
Oh, I was just looking around and I saw you guards in different uniforms. I was wondering what the deal was.
Oh, you mean the Imperials, yes. Well, they're stationed here, and they have quite the work cut out for them now that they have so many bigwigs in town. Just a lot of important people here right now.
Oh, certainly. Is an event happening?
Not as such. Just busy. Lots of development out west.
I want
kinda-
to. Oh, you go first. I interrupted your thing.
Yeah, fine. I'll wrap it up. I'm just kind of not really chatting. I'll ask him, like, oh, do you like living here?
Oh, me? Yes. No. I love living. Beautiful. Until recently, the people were peaceful. It's really one of the best cities, and this is a human. It's one of the best cities in Aelin Miley, and better than a fair few of the cities in Spira.
All right, and then I'll pass it over to Leon.
I'd rather smell flowers and fish any day than shit and human stink.
I'm just gonna kind of like nod and like thank him for his time, and Leon can go ahead and do his thing.
Yeah. I want to look around the dock, the harbor yard, whatever. I want to see if I see any particularly exquisite ships. Anything bearing the Bella Forte insignia.
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Nope.
With that, it's dark. Even with your dark vision, you're not really able to differentiate any of the banners or pinions or flags or sails. And the shapes kind of all just blend together in the darkness, looking like, large blobs with fingers and claws stretching off of them. And you're like, oh, they're just boats, shadowy boats in the darkness. I know those aren't hands and claws, but, shadows play tricks. It's unclear for certain. You looking for anything in particular there, friend? He's looking at your mask and looks kind of like off-put by a dude wearing a mask at night.
Yes. Perhaps you can help me.
I hope so.
I was told the governoress of Bellaforte was in town. She's a dear friend of mine, and I was looking to visit her. You wouldn't know where she is, would you?
Are you talking about the elf lady?
Yes. Dressed up in fancy robes. Probably think she's better than the rest of us.
No, then you do know her. No, I haven't seen her myself, but I've heard that some of those Imperial Guard that you were asking about, your friend over there, I guess, had a little bit of an altercation with her guard about a week ago now. Bloody mess. 3 dead. They're not here to play around, so I would suggest that if they're any friend of yours, then you maybe make better friends.
Keep that in mind. Where did you say this altercation was?
Oh, out at one of the developments out west. I believe the lady is having an estate built. I'm not too sure about it. There's been a lot of land changing hands around here lately. It's a little hard to keep track of. I would talk to the mayor, but you're not likely to get a hold of her for much time, as she is also incredibly busy.
That's fine. Thank you.
Of course.
All right, and my final question for you, good sir. Where's a good inn nearby to stay the night? I have grown incredibly tiresome of seasickness.
Well, it depends on what you like and how much you got on you. You should try for Barnaby's Beer and Brats just down the way, and he points to an establishment probably about 80 feet or so down the pier, down the dock next to a pier. And there's lights coming out of it, and you can see a raucous music, and there's people coming in and out. You hear laughter and yelling, and after a moment, the sounds of a fight. And then moments later, a dude gets thrown out the door bodily by 2 others and lands in a puddle. And he doesn't move for a little while, and then he kind of rolls over, and you can see that he's breathing. But yeah, so that's Barnaby's. You got the gold for it, and I guess maybe if your tastes are better, you could try Lummy's Luxurious Beds. It's a little farther inland, and it's hard to find if you don't know where it is. I can't leave my post to show you, but they say if you follow the yellow road, it's by the 3 lampposts. If you get to the silver archway, you've gone too far.
All right, thank you. Have a good watch, sir.
Don't cause any trouble. He kind of gives you a half-hearted salute. Not all town guards need to be jerks.
That's right.
Yes.
Praise to that brother. So,
I still remember the Love Struck one in that one town. Was that wasn't Nueva Ecija, was it? That was back in Aelin Miley, or not Aelin Miley.
Anserum?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna get an update on that poor some guy if and when we go back there. I want to know about my boy, but that's for later.
Hey, if we don't die, I'm pretty sure we're gonna go back there.
Yep. Yeah.
If all
So-
goes according to plan.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk back here and Yoga, Brightleaf, Kleeck, would y'all like to go stay at an inn for the night?
Have you ever seen me sleep in a bed?
Frankly, I've never seen you sleep. I assumed you were like an owl. You're just kind of always awake.
No, I usually just find a tree or some roof or high place to sleep. I don't need an inn, but like, if you guys rent an inn, I'll probably stick around nearby.
Brightleaf, Yoga?
I'm gonna. Yes, the bedding when you sleep on your stomach all the time is quite nice.
Brightleaf says, I think I will stay here. I think that we should watch the boat.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna point up to the crow's nest. I don't know what that thing is or why it's there, but it's really comfy.
I can see Kleeck over time going on hunts and then bringing back like twigs and branches to like make it more and more comfortable.
He's gonna start stealing boats and he's gonna start stealing like oars and stuff from the other ships.
He's gonna break them in half and be like, I think this goes right here, and then he like kind of settles on it and like starts preening.
Girls love sticks.
I'm gonna kind of, to Brightleaf's comment, I'm gonna like, aren't we paying for it to be docked here? Shouldn't the guards look after it?
She gives you a look and is like, do you really trust the guards here or anywhere?
That's well, you're not wrong. I mean, what are they gonna do? Tow it away? This isn't exactly a misplaced cart.
Just as well.
If you'd like to stay here, that's fine. Watch over the ship.
Do you want someone to go with you inland, Leon?
Yoga, would you like to come with me? You said you'd like to come, didn't you?
Oh yes.
I think it's me and Yoga would be fine. And I'm gonna walk over to Brightleaf and kind of whisper in her ear, "I'd like someone competent to watch the ship."
She gives you a small smile and nods. Says, I'll watch for you.
Okay, I don't hear that.
No, you don't. All right. So
I mean, I think that was directed at me, and Yoga totally doesn't hear it.
no, it was directed at Brightleaf. He said he whispered to Brightleaf.
Yeah.
Oh, you
but,
mean
like,
directed at? Yeah, I get you. Yeah. Okay.
mhm.
All right. So
Oh.
Leon, you and Yoga are free to go on a land mission into the city here at 10 o'clock at night, 10:30 at night.
Yes. Do we have a map of the area, or are we riding blind?
You are running blind for
I
more
think
reasons than
You
one.
got directions, right? Didn't you, from the guard?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just up the pathway. Here's the inn. And as we're walking, Yoga, have you ever been up to this place?
Hmm.
To this city, I mean.
Brent, can I make a history check? Because I've kind of been everywhere, but
Yes, make a history check.
we will let destiny decide. No. No.
He said no.
You've not been here before.
No, I think I've missed this part of Ale and Miley. I usually didn't have any reason to go near the mountains. I know we're not there yet, but I tried to avoid it.
I suppose that's fair. Well, I'd like to stay here for at least a few days before we head up to find your friend a new keep.
Oh, for sure. I actually almost forgot. We have something. We have someone to persuade to vote for something here. Yoga kind of has to pull out his journal to remember the vote name.
Yes, I believe the mayor or the most high ranked official here. We needed to sway their vote in favor of the unicorns.
Yes, don't worry, friend. We can stay here. As if I'm going to drag you guys to a mountain range, I certainly don't mind letting you do whatever you want here for a little bit.
Well, he's gonna look around. Are there any people nearby? Just near us?
You had just stepped off the boat, and in general, you are just on the docks right now, unless you're following the path that you were given, in which case there's some people out and about. But
I think we
the
made
farther you
note
head
to
from the
kind of
docks,
yeah.
and the farther you head from the docks, the darker it gets, the fewer buildings you see, and the fewer obvious landmarks there are.
Yeah.
Also,
In
was
fact-
Kleeck following us? I know
Yeah,
you probably
Kleeck, were you
didn't.
headed with them?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay.
So, as you head through the darkness, Yoga and Leon, go ahead and roll perception checks, and if you don't have dark vision, roll with a disadvantage.
Yeah.
So
First,
Yoga
your
with disadvantage gets 11. Cool.
I
And a
don't care about
20.
your
Very
disadvantage.
cool. So Leon, in the dark, it seems strange at first. The lights and sounds and smells of civilization start to fade behind you as you head farther west into what would seem to be the town. But as you kind of look around, you see mostly just kind of rolling hills and then strange shapes kind of reaching out of the darkness on top of these hills. And as you kind of peer closer, you see that these are ruins. Wait, no, not ruins. These are buildings that are being constructed. Boop. So Leon, as you and Yoga through, you're seeing that out here west of the docks, there are a number of buildings that are in early to mid to late stages of development and construction, and every once in a while, one that is fully constructed, but they are few and far between. Go ahead and roll a perception check again, the both of you with the same rules, disadvantage and regular, depending on etc.
I'm assuming that with the 11, I didn't get any of the information that Leon got.
You can kind of just see dark shapes rearing out of hills in the darkness a little bit. Oh, dang, but with 22, this time you too can tell that there are these things, but this check was more for you are able to spot the crossroads that was mentioned, and you did not reach the silver arch. You found the 3 lampposts. And you are able to, at this point, was it Lummy's Luxurious Beds? You find one of the inns. And this inn, it looks kind of like a mansion. Like, it looks like... Yoga, you went to the Blue Bastion and went inside on your own for a little while and looked at the architecture and stuff. This looks like that. Like, this is an opulent, grandiose, well-furnished. You got your marble columns. Like, this thing looks like a palace sort of thing. And it just kind of suddenly looms out of the darkness, all lit up and everything by these 3 lampposts that are kind of hidden between several other unlit, incomplete structures.
Yoko will kind of marvel at him, like, "Oh, I think we found it."
You can hear harp music issuing from inside.
Yoga will go ahead and enter. Was Leon falling still? I don't know if he went to go do something.
Yeah, I was trying to talk that whole time.
Muted.
Turn off my mic.
Oh, I hate that.
As we walk in, Leon's gonna just ogle around the inside. I haven't seen anything this nice since the temples.
Yeah, no. As you step inside, the floors are marble. The desks are rich mahogany and cherry wood. You just have all of these really expensive looking materials in basically everything around you that you see. You see a golden crystal chandelier hanging from the ceiling. The attendants and staff, there's several behind a front desk. You see a number of people well dressed in various robes and garb of finery, seated at different tables, watching. And there's a dude standing. Well, it's not standing so much. You know how people are seated when they're playing one of those large harps. Yeah. There's a dude kind of sitting on a stool up on a stage off in the corner, and everyone's eyes are on him, and he is strumming this harp, and it catches you immediately, the somber notes as they kind of pour through the room, and this kind of deep emotional set that the artist is playing, and you come in at the tail end of it, about at the time that it hits a crescendo. And at the end, it sort of just peters off. Just strum, strum, strum. And then he lets his hands fall to his side with one last little... And the place, they just stand up and start... You get an eruption of applause. You can actually see a tear on the eye of the one of the desk clerks, who wasn't really paying attention to you as you walked in, so wrapped up in the performance were they. But as you stand there and catch the end of it, and they notice I'm so sorry. Welcome to Lummy's Luxurious Beds. How may I help you? Do you have a reservation for the evening?
Oh, no reservation.
Yeah.
Oh.
No.
Well, then welcome. Typically, we don't have rooms available unless it's under reservation. Or did you just come for the show?
Well, we're new to the city. We weren't exactly looking for this place, but it should suffice for the night. Do you have anywhere we might stay? One room would be fine, I imagine.
Oh, unfortunately, my friend, we do not have any available. It is under reservation. I'm terribly sorry to say this, but we're all booked up, as you can see. And he kind of gestures his hand to the room, and you can see that there's not an empty chair in the house. And in fact, you can count probably like 50 people just in this large common room, all seated there. In fact, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Yes, thank you.
Yoga 2.
14 and 11.
Okay. With that, Leon, you will actually notice something recognizable. You will see one of the previously mentioned honor guards of the governess of, was it Villeforte of Belforet? Ville de Fleurs, I believe it was.
I've just been going Belleforte because it's French.
Yeah, but Belforte is the name of the entire kingdom, and I believe the character that you are referencing is the governor of one city, not the whole country, right? That was my understanding. Let me reopen it real quick and just
yeah,
sure.
I could like scroll really quick.
I imagine we might have to look for another hotel, but
Yeah, Ville de Fleurs in Belforte.
Okay, it's been a minute since I've done a reference with that one. Okay,
It's okay. I'll pop it in chat right now. Ville de Fleurs in
Belleforte. Yes.
So
the T is after the E, and
it is.
it's like foray. Is how I've always pronounced it, but I don't know.
Same. It's okay. It's tomato, tomto. Either way. Yeah, you get it. All right. But yeah, so Leon, you will look around and you will notice that there are 3 of the honor guard, the elven honor guard that you've seen before, and they are kind of stationed, kind of hidden behind corners in different areas of the room, and yet it seems as if while they're kind of hidden in these areas, they're not hiding, sort of thing. Like they've just picked areas to kind of just settle into, and you don't see anything else of note other than the large number of nobles, noble women, and various persons. Yeah, nothing else. Nothing else comes up that seems interesting. Just a lot of rich people watching someone play the harp. And as their song is now finished, you see the harpist stand up and give a deep bow, and another round of applause. Several roses are thrown onto the stage. Thorned onto the stage. And he says, "Thank you very much. Please, if you should ever want to hear the beautiful melodies of Cade Greenwood once again, you have but to ask, and I shall come to you and play once more." And he bows once more, and with a flourish, takes his harp and walks off the stage, where he is immediately greeted by several younger noble women who appear to badly want his attention in one way or another.
Lovely. Okay. I'm gonna look back at the clerk and ask, would the governess of Villa de Flores be staying here tonight?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, sir, but we don't give out client information to just anyone. If you have business with the governess, then I'm sure that if you go to the mayor of our fair city, then you may be able to contact them in that way. I heard that they were discussing some matters of import, but I'm afraid I can't share that information with you. I'm sorry.
It's no issue. She's a dear friend of mine. And I just knew she was in town for the time being. But
go ahead and roll deception on the friend part, because I don't think that's 100% accurate.
19.
11.
No, it's a 19.
Oh. Yeah.
And actually, if that's a +5 you have, it's actually a 24.
Then it's a +5.
Wonderful. It is. You get the modifier when you use your divination. Okay. Oh, it is wonderful to have friends. I'm terribly sorry I can't get you in touch with your friend any faster, but and she kind of leans forward and says, "You'll find them if you stick around long enough. She's in town." Gives you like a wink, but you didn't hear it from me.
Of course not. And I'm gonna casually slide a gold piece towards them off the counter.
She'll glance down at it, glance up at you, and like kind of study your mask for a second, and I guess roll perception real quick. The gold is gone when you look down.
There we go.
Yeah, she sleight of hand at that beast.
Nice.
I'm gonna kind of interrupt and say, for my own interest, how does one go and reserve a reservation?
Oh, well, unless there are any cancellations, we are booked up for the next week or so. I could put you down for in a week's time. We have several, and she's now going through like a ledger of registration. We have several openings and then events in the future where we are not open, so it really depends on when you would like to.
All right.
Do you have a date in mind? The summer months are usually the busiest, and it is in the world, at least in the seasons that I had been running. It was like mid-spring when we started, so it's maybe still like mid to late spring. It's been 3 weeks since in-game time since the game started.
I was thinking, did you have anything 10 days from now?
So, yes, we should have a room available in 10 days. It won't be one of the suites, but it should suffice for the two of you, yes?
Well, I'm Stas. Does the payment have to be now or in the 10 days?
Oh, we would just take a reservation for the room as some earnest money, and afterwards, when you have come to claim your rooms, we will take the rest.
I kind of nod and I'm say, give me some time to think about it and I'll be back in the morning.
Certainly, it's possible that we would fill up by then, so please make your choices as soon as possible. We would like to make sure that you have the opportunity to stay with us here in Sichuan, the beautiful land between the rivers.
I nod and I'm going to look on and say, do we need anything else here?
No, we've gotten more than enough information. Thank you. And I'm gonna start walking out of the door. Did I get a count of how many guards I saw?
Guards in general, or
The governess's guards.
you saw 3 of her honor guards.
3 of them. Okay.
Do we want to pass to someone else? I don't know if anyone else was doing anything before sleeping.
Well, if you're headed back, we can jump to someone else now. It looks like Lucy is asleep, and so is Rhea. So it would be Kleeck and Brightleaf hanging out on deck and keeping watch overnight while the away team is out. Unless Lucy wanted to do anything in particular, have a discussion with Rhea. Last I saw, she was asleep after having stayed up all night long on watch and helping Kleeck drive the ship. So yeah, I can imagine that Lucy is pretty exhausted. Like, probably was at a point of exhaustion for a moment there, but she's getting her rest now.
Riley is mentioning the possibility of having a conversation with Rhea.
Yeah, if you want to have a conversation with Rhea, you absolutely can. It would be to not help the unicorns. All right, we'll go right ahead.
Ooh.
As you're laying there together.
Funny enough, I am actually laying down.
Yeah, that's what you said.
So is this like, do they wake up or is this before they fall asleep?
Either. Take your pick.
What do we remember from the Inquisitor dude mentioning of like noble people here or whatever?
Wait, what now?
They mentioned like some noble people, or I'm pretty sure it was some mentioned noble people. There was like some party or something.
Yes, there was a number of officials and nobles and wealthy, rich, high-ranking elites that were headed to this city for a number of different reasons, but generally it was to purchase land. The real estate market in Sichuan is on fire.
Dreams everywhere.
So one of the groups that was brought up as coming here was the one that Leon is actually looking for, the governess of Ville de Flores in Belforet. So one of the elven cities, the head of that city is here right now. And that was actually someone that Therogad, Questioner Therogad, explicitly brought up while speaking to Leon. Those pre-session session reviews really helped me. Whew.
Yeah.
So it's like, so how does the Empire stuff work again? Let's just vote for it's like to have the Amsterdam as the new capital or something.
Yeah, the offer is each kingdom gets 1 vote, and they get to vote on whether or not they want to include Ansarum into the Empire or not. But as part of that, they also will have to move the capital there. There's been no like counter offer made, and the official word from the Emperor is, "I don't have an opinion yet. Let's watch and wait." So there hasn't been a decision made yet. And it's really just each kingdom is kind of dealing with the fallout of this offer on their own. Meanwhile, you were sent to get support for one side, but yeah, do whatever. But Belforet is a complete different kingdom, so I don't know what their decision-making apparatus is. It might be something democratic, like with Aelin Miley, where the mayors all come together, or it might not be. But the governess of one of the cities there is a powerful person for sure. Lucy would probably know a lot of that information from being a noble. Hey, Lucy. Lucy, are you awake?
Yeah.
You were out pretty fast.
Just tired.
Yeah, I'm not really used to boats myself. It's always frightening.
I didn't want us to crash and drown.
Yeah, that scrape there was pretty terrifying, but Yoga took care of it right quick. Very impressive.
Yeah, thank God for you. Thank the gods for yoga.
Thank destiny.
I mean, I kind of wonder how much money he could make doing that as a living. Just patching up boats like it's no big deal. Took him like a minute or something.
I don't know anything about boat repair, but possibly. But how do you feel about the unicorns?
The unicorns? You mean the lucky unicorns?
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard good things about them, and up until recently, I had never really crossed paths with any of them that I could tell. They seem okay, I guess, for a criminal group. It's not the first one I've come across, so they're better than other ones, that's for sure. But I mean, I don't know. Like is like. I steal things. I'm sure they steal things. She kind of shrugs. She seems kind of non-committal about it, as if she's not super one way or the other.
Would you want to help me to have people not want to go and go for what the unicorns want?
Oh, you mean this whole thing where we're like going around and trying to get people to vote for the unicorns thing, whatever they want?
Yeah, I'm having them go against what the unicorns want.
I mean, it doesn't bother me one way or another. I don't really like these what these people are trying to do. I'm just happy that I'm not dead, because that was the way it was looking for a minute there. I mean, I guess the unicorns really aren't all that bad. I prefer them to the Empire.
Why is that?
The Empire wanted to kill me. I mean, yeah, I stole something important from some guy who was important, but they got it back. Could have let me go then. Had to make a whole thing out of it. But it doesn't count. I got out. It's fine.
What do you steal?
What was that?
What'd you steal?
Oh, some necklace from some lady. Really shiny. I don't know what it does, but they got really mad when they caught me.
Have you stolen anything from me?
No.
Would you steal anything from me?
Yes.
What would you steal?
You see her eyes shift over to where you had the hidden liquid that you said was wine.
You can't. You really don't want that.
I think I really do. You said it was something special. You said it was alcohol. I'm sold.
Okay, it's not alcohol.
Okay. What is it then?
It's a drink. You don't want it.
But I love drinks. I mean, I think you know I love drinks.
It's not like a drink though.
Okay. That doesn't really tell me much. You just don't want to share, do you?
I'll give you some if you make a promise to me.
Okay, what's that?
You help me convince nobles and everyone else to go against the Lucky Unicorns in terms of the voting.
So, you want me, for a drink of that thing in there, to promise that I will go against the person who helped free me so that I can help fight for the people who wanted to kill me?
Well, no, because we could still change the people who wanted to kill you. Because the Lucky Unicorns are underhanded and they would just be using you.
Oh, I know. I can already tell that. I mean, do you know how we met?
How?
Not you and I, of course, but the unicorns.
How?
All right, so there we are. We're in this dungeon in this castle. Have you heard of Golgotha? And you probably would have heard of Golgotha Castle. It's a more recently constructed castle on the Lake of Swords near Antsarum. Well, anyways, I was there with a bunch of other weird blokes, and they had sentenced us to death, right? And one day, this guy with a booming voice comes in and says, "Hey, all you people, if you want to live, you dirty bastards and whatnot, I'll let you free, but you got to do something for me." So, what choice do we have? I take him up on it. And this lady comes in a couple of days later and takes some of our blood and lets us go. I mean, it wasn't she what let us go, but she said she was gonna, and the shadowy guy let us go, and that's Cayman, and I know you know him, but long story short, turns out that lady, she's a unicorn. But she's working for the Inquisition. Kind of ridiculous. So, yeah, I know they're gonna try and use us. They already are. They use everyone. They're liars. At least I'll be honest. I want to steal your stuff and drink it. I'm a thief through and through. That's fine. It's fun. Live to steal, steal to live. But,
You said they had someone part of the Inquisition that was part of the Lucky Unicorns.
yeah, some question to Fenny. I don't really remember the name, but she seems kind of like a tough bitch, but I don't know. She didn't. She had some weird ideas about people. Killed Braun. That was sad. I guess he was betraying us. I don't know. Hard to say. I'm just happy to be out of there and out of that dungeon and back in some sort of civilization because I'm gonna go looking for shiny stuff tomorrow, and you're gonna be damned if you're gonna stop me.
That's fine, you can look for all the shiny stuff. But I want you to help me. Because we could still change the Empire. But
Oh, you want to change it?
The Lucky Unicorns get their way, it'd probably be turned into chaos.
Well, I mean, if they get their way, won't it change the Empire too? Just differently?
Probably not in a good way.
Roll a persuasion check.
It all comes down to this. Nice.
I'll have to think on that one, Lucy. I don't really like to take sides and stuff like this. It's really just, for me, what's going to keep me alive. And kind of don't want to hitch my cart to the Empire when the last thing the Empire did was try to kill me. But, I like you. I'll stick with you.
What about to my family?
Your family?
Yeah, you could join the family.
What do you mean? I'm an Applewood.
Could be part of our family.
Go ahead and roll another persuasion check.
How many people are you promising marriage?
God.
That's a good question. I mean, I don't really like my family, but I do like my name. Not really looking to get rid of that.
You can still keep your name.
Well, you want me to join your family then, but keep my name? I mean, what? I guess I just don't understand nobles is all.
They'll give you some of that drink in there.
Yeah, I'll promise to keep your secret then. Happy to toast with you though.
Or just like lay on her chest and just like stare with happy eyes. What about helping?
What about what?
What about helping?
Helping you to not. Look, I'll help you. I just, if things turn and change and suddenly it's all different than what it is right now, I don't want to keep helping them if they're going to kill me. I mean, I would hope that being so forthcoming and assistant would be, maybe a mark positive for me, but it's hard to say. These Inquisition types are kind of weird. I mean, you saw the zombie-looking bloke.
What if we can get your name cleared?
Oh, well, that would help, but I'd dirty it up right again.
And what if we can somehow keep it clean?
Like, what do you mean?
There's money. There's resources. There's people.
To steal?
To influence to keep your name clean.
Now, there's no real fun in that. I like stealing. I don't like getting caught. And when I don't get caught, usually no one's the wiser and there's no problem to begin with.
Well, what if we get stuff to help you not get caught and get your name clean? And
Like
then you
some
could
sort of
also be free
insurance?
again.
Some sort of stealing insurance?
Sure. Go with that.
I mean, I don't see why not. Alright, fine. I'll help you. I'll help you with this whole unicorns thing. Like I said, they're not my cup of tea anyways, but honestly, I just really want to drink with you.
Is that a promise?
She holds out her pinky. That's a promise.
And promise if I share this drink with you, tell no one about it or anything else that I might tell you.
No, of course. You said it was your private reserve. I'm not going to go telling other people. They'll want some too.
And then we'll pinky promise.
Pinky. Yep, pinky promise.
And then we're immediately gonna like rush over and shut the door and lock it.
Oh, that was sudden. What is it, an aphrodisiac or something?
Are you sure you really want to try it?
Well, yeah, you said it was good.
But if you don't like it?
I'd be surprised if I didn't like it.
You probably
But you said
won't like
it wasn't alcohol. I don't know, I just want to try it now.
We're gonna go over
Okay.
and get some.
Okay.
We're also gonna get like I assume she might have like a wine glass or something.
Probably.
And she's gonna put some in a wine glass.
Ooh, this is bad. This is so bad. Sniff test. Lucy? As she swirls and sniffs at the glass in front of her. This is blood.
You said you wanted to try it.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was blood. You said it was alcohol.
Oh no, I said it wasn't alcohol. I said it was a
Yeah,
drink.
you said
I
that
didn't say
later.
what kind.
All right, well, bottoms up, I guess. She lifts it and takes a small sip. And... All right, no, I don't like it. I don't like it. And she hands the glass to you. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I don't want any more. Thank you. I'm sorry.
She's gonna like down the rest of it.
She's shivering a little bit. Lucy, why are you drinking blood like it's water?
She's gonna go over and sit next to Rhea.
Lucy, why do you have so much blood in that freezy chest thing?
She's gonna like push or try to push Rhea back against the bed and lay back on her.
She is going to fight you a little bit because she's a little freaked out. No, Lucy, what's going on? And are you laying on her? I guess roll a grapple check to lay on her.
Was it athletics?
Yeah, it's athletics. She is able to nimbly slide out from underneath you and kind of tumbles across the floor and gets up and is like, I don't understand what's going on. Lucy, can you explain this? Please don't touch me, though, for a minute. I don't know what's going on. And she goes to the door, and it's locked, and she's fumbling to try and unlock the door. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know what's happening.
We're gonna get between her and the door.
All right.
Don't
She's
murder our other
she
party
is-
member.
She is backing away from you, and I'm guessing you're done now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Now don't out.
Okay. Her hands are kind of like to her sides and they're open and she seems wary and her eyes are on yours and she's looking up at you. Doesn't seem as happy anymore. There's a little bit of blood trickling down the corner of her mouth to her chin that she hasn't wiped off yet.
I'm not going to hurt you.
Okay, that's good to know.
And then we're going to use the rune for charming.
Okay. Go ahead and what's the DC for that?
13 wisdom.
Okay.
It always feels like DCs are really low unless you have a +5.
She fails.
Aha!
Doesn't
So-
matter.
So suddenly, Rhea looks sleepy and like her eyes are at half mast, and she is charmed.
And then we got a minute. So for that
She gets
minute,
to retest every 6 seconds, so you have 1 round before she retests.
so we have 6 seconds before she like rolls again.
Yes.
Mm. Gonna be
She's
like,
just standing
"Do not
there
be scared
seeming.
of me.
You want her to not be scared of you?
Do not
She's
be
not scared of you
me."
right now because she's charmed. But she's also not really coherent because she's charmed. So you can do what you did before and like be suggestive, but I don't know how much of it will come through when she comes out of it, sort of thing, like before. So
You're not want to be scared of me.
she just looks at you. Uh-huh.
How many more seconds would I have left of the first little bit?
A couple. Anything else you want to do before she tests again? You've told her to not be scared of you.
Don't tell anyone anything.
Okay. I won't tell anyone.
This is our secret.
This is our secret. Yeah. I mean, yeah, this is our secret, Lucy. I'm not gonna tell anyone. Sorry, what was I doing? And she kind of wipes the hand across the back of her mouth. Yeah, so, and she with her other hand kind of puts it away and on. I won't tell anyone. Yeah, it can be our secret. Just, what was I?
What do you remember?
Maybe I'm drinking too much. I don't know.
You okay?
Maybe not enough. Yeah, I'm okay.
What was the last
I guess
thing you remember?
I don't really like your drink, your blood drink, but thank you for sharing. She seems to have calmed down a bit through the charming.
Why does he take pictures of people?
Can we like judge if it would be a good idea to say anything to her or not?
Roll an insight check.
We get advantage on it. So we get that 21.
You can tell that at this time, it would be hard to surprise and frighten. Your charming of her was like the equivalent of using calm emotion.
And we're just gonna let our eyes like turn red.
Wow.
And then also show fangs or whatever.
Ah. I was gonna say you have pretty eyes, but those teeth are kind of pretty too. When did they get so sharp, though? I don't remember that.
I'm just gonna turn around and be like, you find them pretty?
Well, I mean, they're nice and bright and white and sharp and kind of shiny. Not in that way, but you know.
We're gonna
Lucy,
go over and attempt to hug.
all right, she'll wrap her arms around you tentatively and you back.
We're just gonna like drag a finger like against her neck and be like, can I try something?
She shudders but says, "What? Oh. Will I be okay?"
You'll be fine, I won't hurt you.
She, with one hand, kind of scratches her hair and, okay. I trust you, Lucy.
I don't know, do I need to roll like a fang bite attack thing?
Just roll a bite attack. You don't need to roll to hit because they're going to let you hit. You wouldn't hit. They're letting you hit. You roll damage.
Can we do like no damage?
No, you'll have to do damage. You have to do damage. You do 5 piercing damage to Rhea's neck with your mouth. You also, what is it? You get like 5 E or something. I forget what all the bite stuff is. Also, as your teeth sink into the soft flesh of Rhea's neck, you are overcome both by the hunger that you had been sort of suppressing despite glass of blood that you just drank, but also by the intoxicating aroma of the blood as it starts to pour out of her. And as you lap it up, you realize that you have never had something quite this rich before. And before too long, you drink your fill and step back, and Rhea's eyes, for their part, are kind of wide open and her lips half parted in sort of like a soft O, and you kind of step backwards and stagger a little bit, and you realize, Lucy, that you are drunk.
Worse.
Rhea's blood
Rhea.
alcohol content is really that serious, huh?
Only Rhea would have enough alcohol in her system on a Tuesday afternoon to get a vampire drunk.
That's perfect.
I just want you to know, I have been waiting so long for Lucy to get drunk biting Rhea.
That's awesome.
That is absolutely perfect. And then we also get like a +5 to any ability check or attack roll I make, or regain hit points, which I'm at max HP. So
Yeah, you don't need to do that right now. But Rhea, you can see the blood still kind of leaking out of her neck and starting to stain sort of like the top. Well, she's wearing mostly black. But she kind of reaches up and with her hand kind of just puts her hand to the wound and pulls it back, and there's blood on it. She says, "Now I get why you were trying to bite me before. I thought it was something else, but okay." Well, she puts her hand back up and starts to hold the wound. That was... I mean, honestly, that felt kind of nice in a weird way. I think I need to lie down now, though.
see, I told you I wouldn't hurt you.
Why don't you come back to bed, Lucy? I'm really tired. She starts to like put some bandages against her neck and kind of like hold it there.
I won't argue with that one, and we'll just like lay down on her.
Excellent. Using Rhea as a pillow, you fall asleep after revealing your vampirism and that you have blood, and she seems chill with it. After you hypnotized her briefly.
Perfect.
Wonderful.
This feels like the segment where we have to go to the romantic comedy zone for a little bit and just to relax.
Yeah, a little bit.
So tense.
Yeah, it was also quite tense. If it's a romantic
honestly.
comedy, it's a romantic dramedy. Attempt to lick blood.
Oh my
There you
God,
go.
Okay.
So we have Brightleaf and Kleeck still on deck, keeping watch for their first watch of the night. And I believe Yoga and Leon were about to start heading back. Do we want to do Brightleaf and Kleeck first? Because I have something for Leon and Yoga as they start back.
Yeah,
I said please. They've been on the bench for a minute now.
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
I was just gonna mention that.
I've just been enjoying myself listening.
No, that's totally fine. It's fun to listen to people do their thing. All right, so Kleeck, you are what, in the crow's nest on watch, or are you down on deck hanging out with Brightleaf? Okay.
I'm sitting. Yeah, I'm sitting looking over the railing out on the river.
All right. So you see Brightleaf is kind of just leaning into this little, like, this front forecastle area. She's kind of crouched down so that she can't be seen very clearly, but she's sitting at about a height where she can peer over the edge, and she has actually snuffed out the candle here and here that would be illuminating the front portion of the boat. And Kleeck, go ahead and roll a perception check with disadvantage. Yeah, you can't actually see her. Like, you know that she's down there, and every once in a while she'll peek up and her head will move into the light, and you'll be like, holy shit, Brightleaf's down there? And then she'll kind of like meld back into the shadows and disappear at the front of the boat. But you guys are taking first watch here at night. So that was just to see Brightleaf. Go ahead and roll.
Should I assume that this is not to scale for how big the ship actually is? Because that would be bright light just from these.
Yeah, if they cast bright light 20 feet and their torches, they could be 5, 5, and 10, 10.
Technically, they're lanterns. They should be brighter if they're... Aren't lanterns like 30, 30?
I'd have to look it up. I don't know. For the sake of it, I'm going to assume that she
lanterns
turned
are 30,
off enough
30.
that she can hide in shadows.
That's what I figured. So yeah, all of these would be snuff.
Yeah, basically everything on the front half of the boat. These ones would still be up. The ones in the back. But
that was the wrong thing.
no, you're fine. Oh wait, did you just delete Kleeck? Kleeck, no! Why? All right.
Wait, you can delete.
You can delete your own token. So Brightleaf's just chilling and peeking and chilling. Kleeck, you are also on watch.
What's that?
How? I'm looking over where Brightleaf is and isn't and is and isn't.
Oh, she She sees you and kind of smiles and like gestures for you to come down. Kleeck, come here. Come here.
I will do that.
As you flutter down closer to her.
Oh, I was already on the same deck. I was like right here. Just
oh yeah,
looking
well
out.
then she still is kind of like shifting in and out of the shadows in front of you.
Yeah.
So you see like her outline kind of fades away and back into and out of existence, and then she kind of like steps a little bit further into the light and says, "This is a secret that my people practice in order to move through the woods undetected, but it works everywhere there's shadows."
Kleeck is just kind of like slack jawed, like, what? You like didn't exist.
Yoga's swimming.
I'm messing with the character thing.
No, you're good.
I'm trying to figure out how to delete it.
I don't understand how that works.
Well, when you see a shadow, you step into it, and you see her kind of like fade into the darkness along like the railing. She kind of just bends lower and like kind of shifts away into it.
Okay.
A moment later, she's on the other side of you, and an arm is out of the shadows and pats you on the shoulder. Over here.
Please don't
You
do
really
that.
haven't seen anything like this before?
No.
Huh. Well, I guess that's good.
Yeah, I would think the point of it is not to be seen.
There really is no other way to get into or out of my homeland with these tricks.
Kleeck is still like in a little bit of shock. Like, what the crap?
She seems a little worried that she maybe upset you. Kleeck, what's your home like?
Well, we never really had one home. In a way, I'm not sure if I should say I've never really had a home or that everywhere is my home. He's calming down a little bit.
I think both would be appropriate. Home is everywhere if home is nowhere. I mean, if your family travels.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose so. I've always liked the traveling.
Where do you tend to stay? My people speak of a tribe of black-winged flying creatures. I don't know if they meant you and your tribe, but I was curious where you originally come from. You seem to know these lands pretty well for one so young who only flies above them.
I don't know if I could say one place where we originally came from. For as long as I remember, we've been everywhere. And as for a group of people like me, my tribe doesn't all look just like me, but a good portion of them do. It could be.
Do you ever feel like you want to go back to them?
There were times. It got a little lonely traveling on my own for 2 years. No, 3 years now? I think it's been 3 now.
You don't still feel lonely now, do you?
No, not really. I'm really happy to have found this group. I feel like I have friends here. That's why I've been so excited to, well, be with you all, even in such a bad situation.
Honestly, me too. It was a pleasure to see Yoga again, and traveling with Hugo and Miss Echo. That was very interesting too, but it certainly has been different since we met you, and the captain before he left, and the priest before he died.
Yeah, we lost a lot of them already, huh?
We really have. It's something I'm used to, but it doesn't really get easier, losing people.
No.
Have you ever lost someone close to you?
Well, in my first 2 years, whenever I was still with the tribe, the whole tribe was really my family, and everyone's family was the whole tribe. So anytime we lost anyone, really, is how it went. We would all mourn together, and we would burn the body and spread its ashes as far as we could, so
And for
that they
someone
could
who can fly
go on
high, I'm
one last
guessing that's
journey.
you can spread rashes pretty far.
Yeah, the idea is to bring them with us for as long as possible and give them one last journey.
That's really beautiful. Not many people where I'm from get to go on journeys.
Well, for me, for my tribe, for us, life is one big journey, full of smaller ones.
She looks a little wistful at that and says, Kleeck, that's kind of really beautiful. I guess I never really thought of it like that.
He's a little sheepish, but he's happy.
I guess life can be a journey even if you never go anywhere, huh?
There's a lot more places you can go that aren't physical than there are.
Well, I certainly would like to see more of the world, but I have some thinking to do, Kleeck.
Okay, I think we all could use some time for that sometimes.
She plops down back in her meditative position and starts doing so. Kleeck, if you're on watch, please go ahead and roll perception with
First,
disadvantage. First, go ahead. Do what you
I
need
am
to do.
flying up to the crow's nest, and if I'm not mistaken, I have deer hides and some squirrel bits and some and and some rabbit hides in now. Yes,
Yes, you do.
I am making my nest more comfy.
Wonderful. Kleek's crow nest, go.
I'm gonna
no.
use up the rest of my hides and stuff, and they are now going to be my soft nest.
Wonderful. You begin to preparation to make the furs into furs that you bedding furs. Kleek's crow's nest really coming along up there. Rabbits
Yep.
and such. It's a agoraphobic nightmare. Leon,
No, they're
Leon,
cleaned hides.
Leon, you and Yoga inside Lummy's luxurious beds. You're about to head out, correct? As the show is ending, and you discussed perhaps having a room in like a week or so.
Yeah, Leon, did you want to go and find a nether hotel?
No, actually, I was more hoping to just get you and I away from them. You seem to have a better constitution than the the others. And since you've been with them longer than I have, it made sense to start with you first to gauge how everyone would feel about this.
Yoga like seems to kind of not understand, but as you kind of further go, like kind of just shrugs and says, "I don't mind."
Good. So is there just an empty lot somewhere nearby? Not like
Yeah,
when there's a building on, just
as
an
you
empty
step
lot.
outside, as you step outside and look around for an empty lot, first go ahead and roll me a perception check. But as you do that and you start looking around, you hear from inside, ladies, there's plenty of me to go around, but please, I just need a short break to catch some air. I will be right back to let all of you beautiful roses pollinate yourselves. And this fellow who is playing the harp steps out the front door and sees both of you and closes the door behind him. Anyways, Cade Greenwood at your service. Hello, beautiful turtle, and you masked man. Did you hear my show up there? It really got them going, didn't it?
Oh,
Yes.
sorry, I only saw the end.
Sounds like
Oh,
a
no
tough night,
worries.
Casanova.
Oh, well, I mean, when it rains, it pours, eh?
Indeed it does. Indeed it does.
Question: have you ever worked alongside, or I guess, yeah, he was with was it just himself up there, or was it multiple people when he did
It's
his?
just him up there.
Have you ever worked with other musicians?
Have I worked with other musicians? Of course I have. Yes, no. I've been a part of concertos, duets. One time I was a part of a quartet. It was wonderful. There was the band I was with for several months. Yes, no, I've definitely played with others. Why do you ask?
Oh, we just recently met a friend who's been traveling with us, and they're a little seasick right now, but I know they'd be interested in performing in such a place. I don't know what the barrier to entry is to book a performance.
A seasick friend? Well, there's no barrier to entrance here unless you can happen to handle your instruments, but if you can play a tune and hold a note and make ladies swoon with every bit of it, then this is the place. Let me tell you, I made about 40 gold tonight in tips. He kind of reaches into a pocket and you hear clink 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 and he gives you a wink.
How long will you be in this area performing?
This area?
Specifically this hotel.
Oh, well, I mean, I plan to be here as long as the money is coming, you know? No need to skip town while there's still gold to be had, right?
Indeed.
What about yourself? You two fine looking gents coming to a place like this? You got plenty of gold on you, I'm guessing then, yeah? This place isn't cheap.
I wouldn't say plenty, but there is gold to be had. In fact, I'd like to see about hiring your service.
My services?
Yes.
Well, what could you
Over the
possibly need a harpist for?
over the next few days, I'd like you to keep tabs on a particular individual who I believe to be staying here.
Oh? And who would that be?
The governess from Bellaforte, I believe, is staying here. And if you wouldn't mind just keeping this between you and I, and just keeping tabs every now and again for when she comes and goes.
Go ahead and roll deception.
What is he deceiving?
Okay.
So you want me to keep an eye on the Lady Razan? Okay.
Yes, if you would just keep an eye out on her comings and goings and report.
What's in it for me?
Let's see.
I surely don't want to negatively affect my patronage here. I'm making quite a steady flow of income myself. You would have to be giving something equal or greater if you want this boy to be a spy for you.
That's so. I'm gonna.
He leans against the wall with one elbow and fishes and is like, "Yes, of course. The women fall all over me. I'm sure your governess would do just the same."
That's so. Well, in that case, I'll start walking towards him and I'll flourish one platinum piece.
No ho. Where
How
there's
about-
one, there's more.
How about one now? And depending on how well you report back to me in, say, 8 days, there could be maybe another 10 in this for you. Depending on how you perform, that is.
Make it 5 now and 10 later, and you have yourself a deal.
5 now and 8 later.
Roll persuasion.
21.
Deal. He holds
Very
out a
well.
hand. He glances towards the door to make sure no one's paying attention and holds out a hand, kind of like limply, but also on like low, so no one really notices. And he kind of like half turns towards you while looking around. I'm gonna have him roll perception while you make the exchange. He sees everything. So you go ahead and hand him 5 platinum. It was.
Yes.
All right. So mark 5 platinum off of your sheet.
Done and done.
And whereabouts can I find you, friend?
We'll be back here in 8 days.
8 days?
We'll walk into the lobby. You see us, and follow us out after your show is done.
Very well, friend with the mask. I'll look for your pointed beaked nose and that of your large-shelled turtle friend here. He winks at you, Yoga, real quick and gives you a little kiss, like blows you a kiss, and says, "But other than that, I must attend to my many admirers. I believe your governess is one of them. So, when next we meet," he does another elaborate bow, flourishing with both hands, and steps back inside and closes the door.
That should do it for now.
I kind of, after Leon and Mr. Cade, after they finished talking, I kind of looked at Leon. I'm like, you hire very strange people.
Often the strangest ones are the ones that have the best methods.
Yoga will shrug.
As for you, my friend, I'd like to walk over to one of the construction sites and grab a brick.
All right.
And walk to. You said I did find an open area, right?
Sorry, what was that?
You said I did find an open area.
Yeah, you're able to find a relatively open area. You said an empty lot?
Yeah, just somewhere that they're not already building at.
Okay, roll perception. You found an empty lot.
It's an empty lot.
It appears to be an empty lot.
I'm gonna look at Yoga. If you would, let's finish discussing this inside.
Inside? What do you mean by inside?
Stuff happening on the boat. What's going on the boat?
Leon runs and is typing.
Cade Greenwood, Bard Extraordinaire. You're going to cast Galder's Tower in the empty lot. Gonna have to go ahead and look me up a Galder's Tower real quick.
That is gonna raise some suspicions. Oh.
Maybe. You conjure a 2-story tower made of stone, wood, or similar suitably sturdy materials. It takes 10 minutes to cast this, so you'll have to spend some time casting it. So Leon, you're going to be like walking around in circles around the base of where you're trying to put this tower, and like chanting and making hand motions. And Yoga, you will actually be able to tell that this is a rather complex spell that you don't quite recognize, and you don't also quite know how it is that Leon is channeling the magic that is creating this tower. But after roughly 10 minutes, you said you used a brick as the component. A tower, a brick tower. Is it round or square in shape? This one that you're making.
This one will be square.
Okay. Each level of the tower is 10 feet tall and has an area of 100 square feet. Access between levels consists of a simple ladder and a hatch. Each level takes one of the following forms chosen by you when you cast the spell. It's a 2-story tower, so you get to choose 2 of these rooms. A bedroom with bed, chairs, chest, magical fireplace. A study with desks, books, bookshelves, parchments, ink, and ink pens. A dining space with a table, chairs, magical fireplace, containers, and cooking utensils. A lounge with armchairs, couches, side tables, and footstools. A washroom with toilets, wash tubs, a magical brazier, and sauna benches. Sauna benches? Homie. An observatory with a telescope and maps of the night sky, and an unfurnished, empty room. Also, the interior of the tower is warm and dry. Outside, any equipment or furnishings conjured with the tower dissipate into smoke if removed from the tower. At the end of the spell's 24-hour duration, all creatures and objects within the tower that were not created by the spell safely appear outside on the ground, and all the tower and its furnishings disappear. You can cast this spell again while it is active to maintain its existence for another 24 hours. You can create a permanent tower by casting this spell in the same location with the same configuration every day for 1 year. So, you made a 2-story tower on this seemingly empty lot. What 2 rooms do you want to create, and which is on the bottom floor and which is on the top floor?
2 bedrooms. It doesn't say anything about copying, so just 2 bedrooms.
Okay, so there's a bedroom on the top floor and there's a bedroom on the bottom floor.
Yes.
I would say, I would imagine if you're just looking for 2 beds, I'd imagine. I know it says bedroom, but would we imagine there'd be more than 1 bed in 1 bedroom, or just because of the 100 feet space?
Yeah, you said each level of the tower is 10 by 10 by 10. So you have 100 square feet of space in the ground floor, and that's more than enough space for 2 beds.
Yeah, but we only need it for the night, and I imagine
Sure.
after this talk, we both might need a rest.
Gotcha. So easily enough, the tower just grows out of the ground, just bricks seemingly appearing out of nowhere and slamming down and coming together, and it's actually kind of noisy. And before long, there's actually a lantern hanging over the door, and the door there's lights coming from the inside, and it's open to you. And as you head inside, you hear, what's all this then? And you see a couple of halflings coming out from a nearby door that you hadn't seen that leads underground to where their halfling home is. And it appears that this area that you thought was an empty lot actually happens to be a mound of Hobbit Hill land, halfling hill land, that's a home of theirs that you just dropped a tower on top of.
Neat.
So where are their voices coming from? Is it like, can they even get out at the moment, or?
Yeah, they can get out. See, it's you remember Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and all that stuff.
I've
How they
not
have those.
watched that.
Well, you cultureless heathen. No, so basically, they have like these doors that seem to go into the hillside, but when you open them up, you just have a house that happens to be underground, so that it's mostly hidden. So basically, the door you never noticed, you dropped a house or this tower on top of this mound of land, and then you realize that the mound of land is actually a home. So it's just like a bunker. Like you dropped a house, like a tower on top of a bunker that was like filled with people. So you have a couple halflings that have come out the front door and are like, well, I mean, I knew they were developing lots of buildings. Back at there. Hey, you. Hey, what? This wasn't here 4 hours ago. And they're yelling at you too as you stand in front of the door about to head inside.
No, and it won't be here 24 hours from now.
I kind of, yeah, like, by the way, I
What?
kind of take a couple steps back and I'm looking at Leon like, I'm not putting myself in the same situation.
No, I just.
Is there
What?
is there an issue?
You just put a tower on my house. I mean,
Yes.
my kids are trying to sleep. I have work tomorrow, and just. I mean, how'd you even do it? You one of those crazy wizards?
I'm gonna kind of dervish the wand of pyrotechnics and shoot a little fire off here and there. You could say that, yes.
Get inside! Get inside! He shoos his wife and one of the kids that have come outside, and they run inside, and you hear as they close the door, and you hear as several locks are locked. You shot pyrotechnics around, and they got scared that you were trying to shoot fireballs at them.
Well, that was unintended. Shall we go inside then? And I'm gonna kind of motion Yoga in.
Yoga's kind of just gonna sigh and say, I don't know if we're gonna last till the morning, but I'm intrigued to see where this goes. And walks inside. Oh, hi, Kenshin. We just dropped a tower on some people.
Yes.
Sounds amazing. I just got off of work, so music was bad in Pandora.
No worries. Now you can listen to Fun Times.
Yeah.
So you two step into the first room of the tower, and you have a cozy, with brick walls. You have beds. You have a desk with a lantern on it, some papers, some. You have a nice bedroom, and there is a ladder leading up to the second story. The place is warm. It seems comfortable, cozy, well furnished, and you feel like inside of this room, you probably can have a pretty private conversation.
Yeah. So, Yoga. I'm gonna close the door behind him.
Mm-hmm.
So, Yoga, I'd like like to ask you something.
What is it?
So, you are on a journey of your own to assist a friend.
Mm-hmm.
In this time, I'd like to ask you a favor. That being to help me help a friend.
Well,
And
do I get more details than that?
yes, as you know, I've been gathering information throughout tonight about the governess of Villa del Flores. She she hurt a very dear friend of mine many years ago, and well, hearing her name has brought up a promise I made back then. She's one of a few people that hurt this friend very badly. I would like to ask for your assistance in avenging him, if you would.
Yoga is deep in thought as you talk about this.
If there are any lies in the message, please roll deception. And if not, then it's just role-playing.
And tell me
One.
if... Oh, I was gonna ask actually, because if you were to roll deception, I was gonna have you roll a 6 instead.
Okay, so he rolls a 6 plus 5 is 11.
And then I need to roll insight.
Mm-hmm.
God.
Yoga, you can tell that he's lying about something. You're not sure what it is, and you're not sure really what the tell was. Something about the way that the mask quavered and the voice came through a little differently as he said it. You're not sure what it is, though.
Well, you see, vengeance isn't exactly my cup of tea. Why is this important to you? And more importantly, why should it be important to me?
Well, I suppose it wouldn't have any particular reason to involve you. Besides, it would just help me. It's important because the governess is an evil woman. She's always been evil, I suppose. She hurt innocents for years. I'm sure she's killed and coerced her way to where she is now.
So tell me, if I help you, what exactly is your plan? What is to avenge your friend? What does that mean?
Well, I suppose it's fairly self-explanatory. I would like your help in killing the governess of De La Flores.
Yoga will raise an eyebrow, kind of that neutral good, and say, well, if nothing else, that is surely, if not alarming, that is surely a lot of pressure to be put on myself. If I get caught in this is very costly to me.
Well, I suppose there runs that chance. But if everything goes according to plan, we should be able to do this quickly, quietly, and without any sort of major complications. To my knowledge, she's not particularly skilled at fighting. It's lying and scheming that's always been her forte.
Let me sleep on it.
Very well. If you do decide to help me with this, I would like your assistance in coercing the others. I don't doubt that Lucy would be open to this. She seems to have something out for most of the high-ranking royalty or high-ranking officials in general. So, if you would sleep on it and get to me in the morning.
Right.
This
Yes.
is. I'll point him, and this is your bed. I'll be upstairs.
Righty. I'll cast a little sending for my friend once more, and then I shall head to bed.
Okay.
I'm going to bed.
All
But
right.
I have written this message. Unless it has deleted it. Mother.
That'll happen. That will happen.
Alright. Quickly. Let's.
Yoga sends his last prayer bedtime message.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I contact Indorus, and kind of because I have a feeling that he's wanting a little bit of a chat, and I've been all business. I said, let us cut a bit from business. How have you been? I met a pirate, a birdman, some adventurers, I guess.
Times have been difficult, friend Yoga. A group of knights came recently and began pillaging near my home and... something around there.
Yep. All right, and then I head to bed.
You're like, I just can't get a full message from this guy, damn it.
I'm thinking about it. He uses friend Yoga. That's one whole wasted word. Come on, man.
Yeah, well, he has titles for people. They're like that. So okay, Yoga and Leon go to sleep inside of Leon's Galder's tower. Rhea and Lucy are sleeping in the captain's cabin of the Coventress. Brightleaf is meditating on deck. Ornerin is still nursing his stomach issues, and Kleeck is up in the crow's nest, making it comfortable. Since this is actually just a good wrapping point for tonight before we start again next week, would we like to cut it here unless anyone has something specific that they would like to do as soon as waking or before morning?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
This is actually really convenient for me because I need to take a shower and stuff.
Okay, excellent. Then I will stop the recording. Thank you, everyone. This was very fun. There was a lot of interesting role play moments. You guys made it to the new city of Sichuan, and immediately started laying plans and doing that whole thing with the lying and the money and stuff. So excellent. You got to meet a bard. You started hunting for a governess. You learned a little bit about the layout of the town in the darkness. Yes, you dropped a tower on a house. And yeah, I think the encounter between Lucy and Rhea was probably one of the more interesting and charged moments as well, because
Oh yeah,
I didn't really know how that was going to turn out. I had ideas, and it played well, but yes, I will stop the recording now, and